all, welcome to our channel, Loving Handcrafts by BMW. This is Brenda. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, but kind of along the same lines of what I have been doing. I am going to be doing some embossing resist technique. I've done it once, I've done it twice. So I'll show you what I did. This one I used some oxides, some distressed oxides with some gold embossing powder. And then I used this one, more of a more structured panel with the black ink that's, I used clear embossing powder on top of that. And it's just really loose done. And so I'm gonna do this one again because I really like this look. And I'm going to be using a combination of things, and it just depends on how I feel. But the main color is the Salvaged Patina, Spice Marmalade, Wild Honey, and maybe the Distressed Evergreen Bough. But now you can do whatever you want. This one has a little bit, some water splatters in there. This one I didn't do that with, but you can decide if you want to splatter with water, whatever, whatever you want to do. I went ahead and cut out some 4 1/4 by 5.5 panels. These are just regular white cardstock. There's not mixed media or anything like that. This is fairly heavy duty cardstock to begin with. So I have my gold embossing powder. I'm thinking this is probably from Michael's. Versamark ink, sticky ink, my anti-static powder, and actually I'm going to be using one of these guys, the solid ones. I didn't have any solid stamps, so I just used this. I kind of like the look, but I'm going to try it with these and see if I like that look. And I got these, I just picked these up at Michael's because I don't have a lot of these. But I wanted to try it with the leaf background instead of the floral. So let's just open that up. I have a fairly inexpensive block that I'm going to be using. So we'll work on that. But I'm just going to get these out. These are fairly thin. These are very thin. If I had another block, use this one. It doesn't have a coordinating die to it. But I'm going to pull that one out. I might use that on the other side. And then we'll see how it lands. Whoops. I'm just getting that prepped and ready. Put that off to the side. So first things first. I am going to be doing the ink blending. So for the ink blending, I have some of these foam dome thingy bobs. I also have some blending brushes that I've dedicated for distress and for oxides. So this is my distress line. So I have distressed on here. This is from, I do believe, Waffle Flower. And it should have, this is a smaller one for oxides. So it just depends on what you have. Use what you have. I'm just going to use this. So again, this is a panel, if I'm not mistaken, 4 1/4 by 5.5. I just cut it all out. That might not be the final panel, but that's what I'm using now. And I'm going to kind of do it at an angle. So let me get my inspiration piece out. Inspiration piece, put it in front of me. And then we're going to start with the top. I'm going to load my brush up. And then I'm just going to get to swirling it on. So we're going to swirl this on. Oh, I might have some re-inkers for this. I'm going to try to do it at an angle. I'm not going to say I'm going to be successful, but I'm going to try. This is not juicy at all. So I'm kind of trying to keep it at an angle, but I don't think I'm being very successful. But whatever it is, whatever it turns out, I'll like. However it turns out. Get that corner. I don't really care about the angle so much as just laying down the ink. Alright, that takes care of that. Yep, that's the oxide. And then I'm going to do the spice marmalade. I think that's the right cut. I think that's the right one. It doesn't really matter. And I'm not really going for anything in particular. Oh yeah, this is juicier than the other one. I'm just putting down color. Yeah, you can see how juicy this one is. Now I gotta go check and see if I got any re-inkers for that. And then I'm just gonna move it up into that to kind of get a green color. I don't know what's on my thing. It must be paper fibers. Okay, so if I move it up in there, I get like a sort of a green color. Bring it down a little. So yeah, I'm just playing with it. Alright, so that takes care of that. I'm going to keep the same brush, but what I'm going to do is take off, wipe this up first. I'm going to make sure that's dry. I'm going to take this towel and I'm going to weight this with some alcohol and get rid of some of this. Because I'm going to dip it in that, but I don't really want to get that in that. So I'm trying not to contaminate it. That's the goal. We'll see how. I'm not fussy. I'm not a fuss bucket about it. I really am not. But, you know. Alright. Let's make sure it's dry. Top on that. And let's do a little bit of wild honey. Just around here. Not sure it does anything, but just to lighten it up around the edges a little. And let's see, distressed. So this is distressed ink. I'm gonna use a little bit of evergreen bough right here. Yeah, like I said, I hope I'm not contaminating anything. We're gonna wash this off. That way I won't, if I got any of that in that. I don't know what it's going to do, but they're like, oh, don't contaminate your inks. I hadn't really given it much thought between one way or the other. But that's what I did. I did it. And so now it's done. Let's clean that up. Alright, so that's step one. Go ahead and lay down your colors and it will smooth out. I want to darken that up in the middle. Let's see. It will smooth out. Lay that to the side. Okay, so that's that. Put that back in there. Move this out the way. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's put these over here. Alright, that's that. I've never used these before, so the idea is to stamp them with the Versamark ink. Get another one ready. So I got that one. That might be interesting. That one. I'm just going to do a variety of inked backgrounds. This one. Just get them all ready. This one. And this one. And I might like the non-solid stamps better, but this is what I'm doing. This I've had forever. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just take my time because that feels funny to me. So I'm inking this up with some Versamark ink. And then I'm going to heat emboss that. Make sure I get it right up. You can't really see the ink because it's clear, but I'm going to do some off the edge. I'm not really worried about perfection at this point. I can see I missed something there, but that's okay. I could barely see it. That's one. Let's do this guy, and I didn't condition it, but oh well. Maybe I can do two over here. See how it works. We'll see. I don't do stuff like this, so I'm out of my comfort zone right now, but we'll see how it works out. I think I'm gonna hopefully not regret doing two. Okay, I can barely see where that's at. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Like I said, it's only ink and paper, so if you don't like it, you can always redo it, right? That's the thought process. I think I'm gonna like it like this, like right in the center, since they're both on both sides. I don't have to have it be precise. I just gotta get it on here. I think that's that. Take that off. We're gonna be pleasantly surprised when I finish with it. Hopefully I'll do it quick enough. Gotta hurry up and get it on here. Yeah, maple leaf. I see a spot, and then we're gonna try it. Hurry up, Brenda, hurry up. I'm working as fast as I can, Captain. I'm working as fast as I can. I'm trying to see where I got stuff so I won't jack up nothing. Okay, we'll see what it looks like. Not sure what that is. Okay, so let's get this on here before it, I forgot to put down, somebody should have said anti-static powder tool. I get too excited and I forget to do that. So we're just gonna have powder wherever it's gonna land. We'll see, like embossing powder. And I forgot to rub it down, so it's just too excited, I guess. Sometimes you can get lucky and sometimes you can't. But we're gonna see how I'm gonna look out. Yeah, it's gonna jack it up. I can see it now. Well, this is gonna be pretty for fall. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Okay, but I can always cut out another panel. The anti-static powder tool would have helped with the placement of some of this. But that'll be alright. See how I got embossing powder where I don't want it? But that's okay. I got that too close. It'll be alright. I don't have my brush with me, do I? So if you get it in a spot where you don't want it, you can take a brush and brush it off. But I'm going to just take this as an imperfection panel, and I can always do it again. So it's not going to be 100%, but it's going to be alright. Let me see if I got a brush so I can brush some of this stuff off. I got a weird ass little paintbrush, but I'm going to brush some of this. This is what happens when you don't use the anti-static powder, and like I said, you'll get embossing powder where you don't want it in areas that you didn't really intend it to be. But that's okay. We'll brush it off. And if I was using my stamp positioner, then I could have come back and restamped this, but that's okay. I'm brushing off the damn powder. All right. I always forget to do that, and I'm always mad at myself when I forget to put the anti-static powder down. But I'll end up with an interesting panel nevertheless. Like, see, I'm missing something over here. Do I still got that on there? Let's see if I can get this one, this corner. I can see a little stickiness right there. Oh well, it'll work out. Let's go intrepid crafters. Let's get it going. And I'll do it again. I might come back and do it again for you guys. So I'm gonna have my heat tool open like this. Come on. Put it on here. So here is my little tray. And here's my heat gun. And let's heat up this. And the magic of this is it's going to heat up the embossing powder. And I might come up with something I don't like, and I might come up with something I like. You never know. So this is not, it's going to take a minute. Sometimes you can get lucky with the embossing powder. And I don't know if you can see it right there. And it won't stick everywhere, but it's okay. And now it's melting it right there. But you don't have to use a gold embossing powder. It's just what I'm using up because that's what I have. You can use white embossing powder. You can use whatever embossing powder you have. But I'm going to do it again. Yeah. It's melting. And you can go over it once you get the more ink. Once you take the embossing powder and get it melted, you can go back over it with hit another color. And that's going to give me the resist part. That's the only thing about using clear embossing powder. I mean a clear, oh, Jesus, jack up your ink. So I'm gonna try that out. I don't like it. I don't like it. It could be the stamp I chose, or I was just impatient. I think I'm brushing, and I don't know why. I think I'm gonna do it again though. I like the panel and I like the ink. I don't know if I like it. I'm gonna do a different one. Let me make sure I get all this powder cleared up. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I'm gonna go back over it. I'm gonna finish the process for you guys. So I don't like the stamps. It's the stamps I don't like. Make sure I get everything. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna keep it. Make sure. I love the color. I love all of it. Maybe if I chose a different type of stamp, we'll see. I love it, actually. I love the concept. I love all the colors. I just don't like the stamp. Alright, so let me get the oxide. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's go back over it. Let's go back over this. And see, when you go back over it, it resists the ink. Yeah, Salvaged Patina. Put down some more ink. And then I'm going to wipe it up. Nope. And then I'm going to wipe it down. Then the resist part is when you wipe it off, it's not on the gold part. Oh no. You guys tell me, what do you think? What do you think? Spice marmalade. What do you think? Think I should do it again? I'm thinking I'm going to do it again. And then I'm laying down the color on top of the stamped image just to blur it back up. And I think I'm going to hit it with the water since I don't really care about it. This background. So I'm going to take my spray, spritz it, throw some water down, some water droplets. Now you have to have some true, this is not real watercolor, mixed media cardstock for the water, but it's pretty heavy duty. And I just put some droplets on it. I'm just flicking water in my hand and then flicking it on there. I really want some deep droplets on this. And then if you want, you can pick it up. Pick up the spots. And I got some nice splatters and things. I like it better with the splatters. I just wish I could have seen better and planned better. So I like this one better because you can see the color behind it. You can see all the colors in the open part. I really like that better than the solid. But you decide. You tell me. I actually don't hate it now that I've splotched it up and finished it. Sometimes I'm my own worst critic. Let's do it again. I'm going to use the same colors, but I'm going to go pick some more stamps. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and I went ahead and redid my panel. So let me show you where we stopped off at while I was off camera. I kind of hit this. I actually am liking it better and better. It's not 100%, but you know, I'm having fun. So I hit this with a little bit of a heat gun, and I splattered a lot of water on it, and I really like it now. So I'm gonna try it again. Oops, let me get this up. I see a spot of ink. I won't put my hand in it. So I got my hand on the anti-static powder because that makes a big difference, as you can tell. So I'm going to make sure I hit this panel with this anti-static powder. And this is from Pink and Maine. Little rabbit tail or bobtail or whatever you want to call it. And because I don't want to have her repeated that, because I really don't want that embossing powder in areas where I don't want it. But I ended up using the same colors again on this. So let's just recap. I used wild honey, spice marmalade, a little bit of Salvaged Patina. Since I didn't have evergreen bough in oxide, I used it in Distress. So I got the little mini cubes. So I'll put those out to the side. What I'm going to bring in that kind of help with my placement is the Misty Light. Yeah, it's on clear stamp. I should be able to do all the things I need to do with this thing. Yep. There we go. That's there. And I should be able to kind of move this sucker around a little bit with this. I'm hoping that works. If not, I have my statement bean block, which I might end up using again. I don't know. I have, this is from Gina K. I have another stamp, kind of like an open flower. It's kind of big. That's why I wanted to use this. Because I can move this around a little. Like slide it under stuff. I think I should. I'm just practicing. Should be able to do something with it. Like move the paper around like this. Make sure you're in there. I can move it around. Move it this way. Get the corners in. I should be able to do a little bit more with this. I'm going to hit it up again. Lord have mercy, I'm so gun shy. So I want to make sure I get every inch of this covered. I have no issues. Okay, so let's get this stamped up. So there's the clear, and then you can use, and then if you can't read the rubber, then the rubber stamp goes on this side, and if you can read it, the clear goes on this side. So can you use your Misty? Yes, I got a new toy, so I'm using the new toy. And I've had this Bursum mark clear sticky ink for a very long time. So I'm just really trying to ink up this whole stamp really well, because I'm going to do some multiple stampings all at once. So, okay, so we're going to start like here. Press that down. Okay, yep. Looks good. Gonna do it over here. So I'm gonna move it over here and get that part. I can use this. That looks good. Put a little bit more in here. So you can kind of sort of see it in the light. So I'm moving the paper around instead of the stamp. Does that make sense? And then I'm moving it to different areas of the stamp to get it in different positions. And I'm trying to keep it from overlapping, but I guess I won't have a not too much overlap right there. So you can kind of see it right there. Then I want to get, I think I want to get this little flower in between there, like right there. And I think that's it. I think I'm good. All right. I'm liking it. Could you have done this in a Misty? Yes. Okay. See, now I can try to see if I got any blank areas. I think I got just enough. I don't have anything right here, but that's okay. So let's move this out the way. Let's pick this back up. Let's, whoops, try it again with my ink. I'm going to try to use what I have on this coffee pad. So you don't have to pull out any more ink and reuse it that way. And see if I like it. Put my finger all in it like a bobo. Oh, I'm already liking the results. Let's get a little bit more. Already liking that. And I'm just rolling it across the panel. And if it doesn't make it into the jar, that's okay. You do however, you do your embossing powder the way you want to do yours. This is how I'm doing mine. I really like it. I like it a lot. And I think I got a little double stamping there, but that's okay. I'm going to knock off some of it. But not as bad as the other one. So I'm just turning it over and I'm knocking it off. And where I think I got embossing powder where I don't need it, I'll try to pull it up. I didn't press down hard in some areas, so got some. I'm trying to make sure I get full coverage. So you can kind of see there's some faint areas right there, right here. But for the most part, I'm digging it. All right, let me put that down. Put the top on it. I'm gonna do a big brush. I had the brush out. Lord, okay, here it is. It's like, Lord of mercy, what did I do with the brush? So I'm gonna pick it back up, bring this back over, and I'm gonna brush off some of that I see. Oh, see a spot I didn't get, like right on the end, right here. It's missing something. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna dust off a little bit of that. I don't see anything. You guys see anything I'm missing? I guess I could brush that off. I'm gonna leave it there. I'll make it interesting. Don't see anything else. Yeah, right here maybe, like right there. Let's try that. See if that worked. Yep, that did it. Sometimes it's good to get it out your system, any boo-boos and mess-ups. So, oh, okay, I'm just gonna get some of that faint one. I'm gonna just do a little bit. I got like some phantom flowers, but I'm okay with that. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Now let's heat this bad boy back up. And then I'm going to hit it again with some of that color that's left on my brush. And then I'm going to splatter this one too. I think I like it with the outline of the flowers, me personally. But I wanted to try both ways. I really like this one. It's very satisfying seeing the embossing powder heat up. And instantly you have a panel. Now, I did the full panel because I didn't want to cut it down, but you can also, if you want to get a nice mat, you can cut this back down. I'm really liking it. I like it even better when I put the splatters on there. And you can try different color combinations. This is just the color combination I tried. But you could do the wild honey and the spice marmalade and skip the salvaged patina and do the evergreen. Or just do all of the oranges. Especially for the fall. That looks pretty for the fall. So if you like what you're seeing, like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you sticking with me this long, even after the boo-boo. But, you know, things can go wrong, do go wrong. And I'm just making sure I hit all these spots. I've been known to be impatient with the heat, with the embossing, and don't get everything melted. Like, I kind of sort of think that's not all melted from this angle. So I'm going to hit it back up again. And I don't think that's all melted in here. And maybe that side's not all melted. Yeah. I've been known to be impatient. Okay, well, that's probably not all melted right here. This area right here. And I'm trying to keep the cord from dragging over the panel, because if it's not all melted, then I've just wiped off my embossing powder. But I kind of like using that misty light to keep it in position. This is really pretty. I think I'm almost done now. Except right there. Right here needs a little TLC. That line wasn't as thick. Oh my god, this is really pretty. What do you think so far? Oh, that's really, really pretty. I think I got everybody. Let me hold it up. You hold it up to the camera. I think I got everybody. You can kind of see I'm looking for anything that looks grainy at this point. Oh, see right here? Right in here. Right there. This area. This is not as shiny as the other areas. Now it's getting there. There it goes. It was looking a little gritty. That's how I knew. Oh, I really like this. Really, 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 really like it. With the gold embossing powder, you can use white, white embossing powder, silver embossing powder, black. I had some black embossing powder, but I don't have black embossing powder. What I have is black ink and clear embossing powder. Even the black ink would be crisper. If I was going to do it again, if I do it in black ink, then I would make this panel slightly smaller by 1/8, so I could have a black background and maybe some black black cinnamon. I think that's good. I think that's good. Okay, so I'm going to hit it again with whatever ink that's left on these brushes. And then I'm going to wipe it off. That's going to give it a deep, rich color. And I think the last color I used was Wild Honey and the Evergreen Vow. I'm going to take this and then just wipe down my panel. Okay, and then I'll get some of that ink off the top of it. And then I'm going to spritz my hand and then just flick the water on top to get splatters. Now you don't have to do this step, but I thought it was interesting and it looked pretty cool. And I'm not trying to use a lot of water because, again, this is some heavy duty cardstock, but it's not mixed media cardstock, so I don't want to saturate it too badly. Get some interesting flecks. Okay, so now I've done that. I'm going to hit it with the, put it back on the heat rack again. And we'll dry it up a little bit. And I can see me doing this with some sprays. Like I might come back and do this again with some spray. Build up some color on some backgrounds with some spray and then heat emboss over it. Because I've got plenty of sprays. I got all kinds of sprays. I got the Rain Tim Hope sprays and spritz and sprays. So I can see me doing that. But I really, really like this. I'm going to turn it over a little. Dry it from the back. So pretty. I'm going to put, I got 4 panels, different feels. And then I kind of lifted up some of that ink. So I could get some of that white behind it. But I wanted to dry it a little bit. So this is the one here. This is the other one. I don't know which one is my favorite. I kind of like this one. It did grow on me after I finished with it. Just because it's interesting. Then this is another one, this different stamp. You can see these had bolder lines, but this is pretty. And then this one, like I said, I didn't have black embossing powder. But I used black ink and clear embossing powder to give it that shine. And then I actually put a mask, like a line, to get the straight line, just to play with it. So I got 4 panels that I can use. If I had to do this one again, I'd do this one again and only make this size so that I could have a black mat behind it. All right, that's me doing a heat resist embossing, let's see, heat embossing with a resist, because the embossing powder resists the ink that I laid on top of it, and with some stamping. So I kind of did a little bit of both. I'll talk to you guys later, and you'll hopefully see how these turn out. I don't know what kind of card I'm going to make with them, but I have some backgrounds now. Take care.